226. Remember that the next time you talk, it will be much easier to speak in public and you will be a lot more effective as a public speaker. Each time that you speak in public, you are giving yourself a confidence boost since you are going to feel a lot more comfortable when you need to speak in front of an audience the next time. In fact, the larger the number of times you speak with an audience, the easier and easier it will become for you to speak confidently and effectively in public. Public speaking is indeed a learned art form. You get better and better at it the more that you practice it. 227. A dry mouth and throat are two horrible things to have before or during a speech. It usually happens due to the consumption of certain drinks and foods before or during the speech. The easiest way to keep that mouth and throat moist is to constantly sip on warm water. Little sips every few minutes will do just fine. Don't depend on the organizers to provide you with warm water at the speaking venue. Always carry your own warm water flask or bottles with you. It makes sense to take along an empty and clean glass as well. Your voice will be adversely affected if you have a dry mouth or throat. Drink only warm water to sort out this vocal issue. 228. Follow the 80-20 rule in public speaking. 80% prepared material and 20% impromptu speaking. However, don't depend on luck to create your impromptu content on stage. Have an extra set of points and examples that you can expand on using your own words right in front of the audience. Make sure you don't stay on any one point for too long, as is commonly the tendency in impromptu speaking. I would suggest that you practice this 80-20 rule only when you are truly well prepared for the 80% and have enough material on the side which you aren't using for your written speech. It's amazing how our brain comes up with wonderful speech content on the spur of the moment when there is enough information on the topic stored inside the grey cells in our brain. 229. Visual aids can be an effective tool in public speaking, but it can work against you if it is not required to be used, but you still use it. Visual aids that distract your audience rather than help them focus more on what you are sharing with them should never be used. It is wise to use visual aids and props to the bare minimum. Always rehearse with them a few times to present them effectively. It is best not to speak during presentations of videos and slides. Record the voiceover in advance and simply stand at the side or sit down nearby as the audience watches what's playing on the screen. 230. A bodybuilder must work on his or her muscles every single day. The moment the bodybuilder stops working out on his or her muscles, then they will start gaining fat. Work on your public speaking skills on a regular basis, just like a bodybuilder works on his or her body regularly. Practice speaking in front of a mirror. Create opportunities to speak in front of others on a daily or regular basis. Keep working on your speaking skills. Improve various aspects of your speaking personality, such as your voice, body language, and content writing skills. The more you work on your public speaking skills, the better you will get. 231. Timing is everything. Time your speech right, keeping in mind how much time your audience has been given to listen to your speech. The audience matters more than you do. That's a plain and simple fact. Common sense. If they are ready to listen to a 30-minute speech and you think that you can speak for 45 minutes because that's what you were told to do, then you are in for a big surprise. It's always important to find out how long the audience members think you will be speaking for and then time your speech based on that. If the audience wants you to speak for 30 minutes, then you must speak only for 30 minutes, not a minute more. 232. Speakers tend to get easily affected by people in the crowd who shake their heads or disagree with what is being said by them. I have seen experienced speakers and presenters lose their train of thought while speaking purely because someone in the audience distracted them. It is common in today's world to have people's phones ringing during your speech. It's common to have some naysayers present wherever you go to speak in life. When such things happen, focus on your message, your speech content, so to speak. There is nothing more important to a speaker than the message he or she wishes to convey to the audience. Focus on your message, not on your audience, not even on yourself, and you will always be confident, relaxed, and positive during your speeches. 233. In my opinion, it is vital as a public speaker to use the entire speaking area well. What I usually do is that I start from a fixed position in the center of the speaking area. I literally mark this area inside my mind before I start speaking. Then once I've spoken a couple of sentences, I make my first move to the left or right of the speaking area. I stay there for a couple of sentences before coming back to the center, then moving to the other side after another 2 sentences. These movements from center to left, back to the center, then to the right, then back to the center must be as natural as possible. Moving well inside your speaking area shows that you are full of confidence and well in control of things as you speak. 234. You can have the best written speech on earth and you might deliver it beautifully too, but when you don't keep the interest of your audience in mind, then your speech is not going to be an effective one. The public in public speaking is the most important element of the term. You can't expect to do well in public speaking when you prepare speeches solely based on your expertise in that topic. There is a human element to public speaking, and it is the most important element of the same. When you speak with the intention of giving the audience something that connects with their daily lives, then that is when you have truly become a public speaker. 235. Nervousness and fear of public speaking are common things. Usually, we are more nervous than scared of speaking in front of others. But if you do understand that your audience really wants you to succeed and do well, then perhaps you will focus mostly on your speech content and performing well yourself. Use your nervousness to help you feel more energetic and passionate about your speech. Accept that you are nervous and just continue speaking as if that nervousness didn't exist. It is clear to most speakers that the more they speak, the less nervous they become and the more confidently they can speak. 236. Don't clear your throat while you speak. Do so before you get to the speaking area or after you leave the room. I have seen many speakers clear their throat as soon as they walk onto the stage. They do it right in front of the audience, sending those weird throat clearing sounds across the entire room. Then they look around the audience and give them a big smile, as if to say their throat clearing act was something meant to excite or entertain the audience. For me and most people, it's really annoying when I'm in the audience and I see a speaker clear their throat before, during, or even after their speech. 237. Reading out aloud is an excellent way to practice voice modulation. Just reading a passage from a book for 20 minutes a day is enough to keep your voice in tip-top shape. While you read out aloud, practice pausing and stressing at regular intervals. During practice rounds, you can underline random words in your passage to pause and stress on. Once done, you can stress on those important words by saying that word a bit louder than the remaining words in that sentence. You can also stretch the words to lay more stress on them. Then after stressing those random important words, you can pause for a second or two after it. This way, you show that the words you paused and stressed upon are the most important words in your speech. 238. Some things I do to keep my voice in excellent shape. 1. I speak only if I have to. 2. When I need to get someone's attention, I use non-vocal sounds such as clapping, bells, or whistling. 3. I move a bit closer to whom I am speaking, especially in crowded environments. 4. I don't yell, shout, or speak at ridiculously high volumes. 5. I face the person with whom I am speaking. 6. I avoid speaking in noisy environments, such as in a crowded restaurant, mall, or similar public place. 7. I do deep breathing and other vocal exercises for at least 30 minutes a day. 8. I speak at a lower volume when at home. 9. I take frequent breaths when speaking long sentences. 10. I relax my jaw, neck, and face after every public speaking gig. 239. In this tip, I am taking up 4 parameters seen through body language. Insecurity of a person can be observed through pinching themselves, chewing something, and/or biting their nails. A cooperative person tends to show his or her open hands a lot, also leans forward while being seated and speaking to others. The confident speaker displays an erect posture, holds himself or herself steady, and walks with pace using even footsteps. Whereas a speaker who is nervous tends to clear their throat, pauses a lot while speaking, whistles, smokes, fidgets with things, etc. It's important to evaluate a person's body language only after observing at least a couple of cues which mean the same thing. 240. Use as few notes as possible and know your content well from one part of the speech to another. During your practice rounds, you can easily time your speech from phase to phase. You will exactly know how often you need to refer to your notes, if at all. The more times you practice, the lesser the chances of you having to look at your notes even once every 2 minutes. The more smoothly you speak, the lesser your audience finds you looking at your notes. The more confident you seem to be, the more you show them that you really consider them important enough to prepare your speech inside out. 241. Talk rather than lecture. Maintain a conversational style of speaking. This is one of my favorite public speaking tips in this audiobook series. Since I do lecture a lot, I am invited to speak on several topics on which I am considered an expert on, and therefore I prefer looking at lectures as a conversation I am having with my close friends at my own place. I feel a lot more relaxed and confident when I am speaking to you as if we both are friends enjoying a cup of tea at a local tea house. In my experience, it is natural for an audience to connect better with a speaker that speaks to them in a conversational style rather than an overly formal one. 242. Public speakers must know the value of every little thing that we are so fortunate to have in the modern world. There have been dozens of times when I have shut down the electricity to my classroom during a packed public speaking class to demonstrate the importance of electricity when you don't have it. My trainees would find it quite irritating to sit there in the classroom, sweating and swearing under their breath. But I wouldn't switch on the electricity for a good 10 minutes. I believe that it's vital for us to not take things for granted as public speaking professionals. Make full use of technology while you speak, but be prepared to stand there and belt out a killer speech even when you don't have any technology to support you. 243. Read several books and online articles on public speaking. The more that you read, the better it is for you. There are hundreds and thousands of articles and posts directly connected to every single aspect of public speaking and presentation skills. You can easily devote a couple of hours a week towards enhancing your public speaking skills and increasing your knowledge on this fascinating skill. You can make your own notes of books and articles you find most useful and interesting. Don't just depend on your memory for such things. It's always best to write things down. Doing this has helped me create the largest database of public speaking tips in the world. It has helped me become a highly effective speaker that gets positive results every single time I speak. I'm sure that you can do the same. 244. Don't use bright colors for slides, flip charts, or pictures as they may not be seen clearly by the audience. I have attended seminars and conferences where the speakers have used 50 shades of yellow for their slides, but yet those slides were difficult to see from certain parts of the room. The only way to know which background and font colors work best for your speech and the speaking room is by having a few practice rounds in a similar or the same setup. Most colors such as red, blue, black, green, white and the dull colors work best for your backgrounds. Use a contrasting color for the fonts. So if your background is white, then use black or dark colors as your font color. 245. If you must make fun of someone during your speech, make sure that someone is you. It's never wise to poke fun at someone or anyone else. And please, for heaven's sake, do not make fun of your audience. It is not a roast of your audience, and if it is, then it's absolutely fine. The audience loves it when you make fun of yourself in a tasteful and appropriate manner. Connect your jokes about yourself directly to your speech topic. For example, once I purposely went late for a time management seminar. When I entered the room, a bunch of angry faces were staring at me. I started off my speech by telling them that I really picked the wrong day to be late. That too when I was speaking on the topic of managing one's time better. They all laughed at my introduction. Things settled down soon thereafter. 246. Our nervousness during the initial moments before and during the first parts of our speech are important for us in more ways than one. It makes us fully aware of our speech objectives, helps us focus on our speech a bit more and gives a boost to our energy levels, increases our intellect and prepares us well for a stellar presentation. You must make the most of this initial nervousness by using it to your advantage. To do this, you must realize that this nervousness is actually good for your performance and focus. Once you understand this well, then the rest is actually easy to accomplish. 247. Generate a deep interest for the speech topic that you are speaking on. You cannot fake interest in your speech topic. You can become interested in your speech topic only when you are passionate about public speaking and truly love being in front of a room full of people. Added to this, if you can spend numerous hours in researching, writing, preparing, and then practicing your speech, then you will automatically have a deeper interest in your speech topic. It's common tendency for human beings to have interest in something that they have invested a lot of time on. Make the time to prepare and practice your speech. Enjoy speaking in front of people. That's all there is to it, really. 248. A big issue with many trainees I've trained over the years is that they look at their notes and cue cards for too long. This glance at their notes might seem harmless to them, but to the audience it's a definite indication that you haven't spent enough time on preparing your speech. The audience loses a bit of confidence in you whenever this happens. That's why it's so important not to be caught staring at your notes for too long while you are speaking. Make sure you have practiced your speech enough so that you won't lose your way unless a major distraction happens. 249. I will let you in on a big secret of mine today. I do this before every corporate seminar and guest lecture that I take. I get a full body massage and a facial before I leave my home for the seminar or lecture. My wife has soft hands and is a skilled masseuse. She makes sure that I'm completely relaxed and feeling good by giving me a nice long body massage and facial before an important talk. And for me, all talks are important ones, else I'd rather not take them up. The facial my wife gives me makes my face glow all day long. I wear comfortable clothes as well. I don't prefer leaving anything to chance. I like being totally relaxed, confident, and in a blissful state of mind before a seminar. 250. Do a self-evaluation after every speech based on all the 500 public speaking tips mentioned inside this audiobook series, and you will soon be a great speaker. It is guaranteed that you will be a highly successful speaker if you follow most of the tips mentioned inside this gem of a collection. Most of my tips are simple ones, easy and relatively quick to put into action as a public speaker. You can swiftly turn yourself into an amazing speaker every single time you are asked to speak in front of an audience. You will come across as a passionate, energetic, positive, confident, relaxed, and knowledgeable public speaker when you administer most of these 500 public speaking tips in your own life.